Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander, and you are you, and then today is Freya's Day, also known as Friday, July 29th, 2022. Alright, moving on into the history today. Starting in the year 1279, 5 emissaries were dispatched by Kublai Khan from the Mongol Yuan dynasty, and they were beheaded by Japan. So let me reread this. 5 emissaries dispatched by Kublai Khan from the Mongol Yuan dynasty were beheaded by Japan. So yeah, yep, pretty much the Spartan response right there. 1563, League of High Nobles routed King Philip II. Good old Thimblehead. 1567, James VI was crowned King of Scots at Stirling. All right. 1609. Samuel de Champlain shot and killed 2 Iroquois chiefs at Ticonderoga in New York, setting the stage for French-Iroquois conflict for the next 150 years. Dang. So this guy caused conflict for 1.5 entire centuries. That is insane. It's a lot worse than Franz Ferdinand, I'll tell you that. Well, actually, no, never mind. I'll recant my statement because Franz Ferdinand got the entire world involved. So, well, whoever shot him, at least. Moving on up into 1884, Society of Independent Artists was founded in Paris by Albert Dubois-Pellet, Odilon Redon, and Georges Seurat and Paul Signac. Alright. Moving on up into the next century, 1905, the U.S. Secretary of War, William Howard Taft, made a secret agreement with Japanese Prime Minister Katsura, agreeing to the Japanese free reign in Korea in return for non-interference with the U.S. in the Philippines. So this guy is the reason. Okay. 2 years later, 1907, Sir Robert Baden-Powell formed the Boy Scouts in England. Yep, because no fascist regime is incomplete without, or is complete without, exploiting the children. 1915, pirate Honest Wagner, at the age of 41, hit a Grand Slam home run. I should have known the Pirates, played baseball. I mean, I've seen Hook, so. 1921, Adolf Hitler became leader of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Ugh. Yep. Also, 1921, Cleveland's 125th anniversary celebration, Cy Young, at the age of 54, pitches 2 innings, or something, I don't know. 2 more years later, in 1923, Albert Einstein spoke of pacifism in Berlin. Yep, that didn't go over too well. 10 years later, what happened? So, 1928, test footage first created for Walt Disney's Steamboat Willie with Mickey Mouse. Dang. First animation. 1933, police shootout with Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow's gang in Iowa left 1 member, Clyde's brother Buck Barrow, dead and 1 captured. Bonnie and Clyde escape. Yep, only to be completely dissimulated. Later on, 1934, during the PGA Championship Men's Golf at the Park Country Club, Paul Runyon won first of 2 PGA crowns, defeating Craig Wood in 38 holes. 1948, King George VI opened the 14th Summer Olympic Games at Wembley Stadium in London. Now look at the military garb he's wearing and all that stuff. What's with leaders, even in today's world, they dress up like that? 1954, publication of Fellowship of the Ring, the first volume of Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien by George Allen and Unwin in London occurred. Nice. 1956, Jacques Cousteau's Calypso anchored in 7,500 meter of water record. All right. 1957, Floyd Peterson technically knocks out Tommy Jackson in 10 for heavyweight boxing title. Huh. I guess that cowboy really does know how to tussle. Also in 1957, Jake Paar's The Tonight Show premiered on NBC. Okay, National Broadcasting Company. 1958, U.S. President Eisenhower signed into law the National Aeronautics and Space Act of 1958, which... I don't even need to look that up. NASA, right there. So, 1961, Bob Dylan was not seriously injured in a car accident in New York City. Okay. Well, I hope that I'm not seriously injured in a car accident today. I have not been seriously injured in a car accident thus far. Why did they word it that way? Why not say Bob Dylan was in a car accident, but not seriously injured? You know, that's a really weird way to say that. Anyway, 1978... On Old Timers Day, New York Yankees announced that Billy Martin will return as a New York Yankee manager in 1980, and Bob Lemon will become general manager. 1979, Canadian Open Women's Golf, Peter Jackson Classic, and St. George's Country Club. Amy Alcott won by 3 from Nancy Lopez for her first major title. Nice. 365 days later, in 1980, David Bowie starred in a dramatic stage play, The Elephant Man, at the Auditorium Theater in Denver, Colorado. 1983, Steve Garvey ended his National League record 1,207 consecutive game streak. Dang. That's a lot of games. That's a shitload of games. 1987, Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream and Jerry Garcia agreed on a new flavor, Cherry Garcia. Cherry ice cream with cherries and fudge flakes. Well, you know, if they weren't a liberal hive mind, I'd actually want to try that. But, you know, they also have GMOs from Monsanto, which is owned by Bill Gates, so I don't want any part of Ben & Jerry's. Goodbye. Good riddance. One more year later, in 1988, Gorbachev pushed a plan to elect a Soviet president and parliament in March of 1989. Too bad that union died several years after that, huh, buddy? Also in 1989, Major League Baseball Philadelphia Phillies retired Steve Carlton's number 32 jersey. Here we go with the hat and the poof. 1990, Federation Cup Women's Tennis, Norcross, Georgia. U.S. retained the title with 2-1 victory over the Soviet Union. Gigi Fernandez and Zina Garrison Jackson clinched the final with 6-4, 6-3 win against Larissa Neilan and Natasha Zaviri. Good. Also in 1990, LPGA Championship Women's Golf at Bethesda Country Club. Beth Daniel won her only major title by 1 stroke from fellow U.S. citizen Rosie Jones. Here we go. 1991, Yankee Stadium fans throw cups and blow-up dolls at Jose Canseco. Okay, cups and blow-up dolls. That is 2 extremes. Who's bringing a blow-up doll to a baseball game? Who's doing that in mass? Like, was there some guy selling them at the front, you know, or what? Like, was it a plot? Like, 1995, Monica Seles defeated Martina Navratilova in her return to tennis. 1 year later, 1996, Major League Baseball Los Angeles Dodgers manager Tommy Lasorda retired with a record of between 1599 to 1439, 4 National League pennants, and 2 World Series championships. That is a record. But I don't know why this number goes from largest to smallest. That's a little strange. That looks like cricket crap right there. 2001, we did not have a Space Odyssey, but we did see the 88th Tour de France with no winner. Once again, these guys are just trashing poor Lance Armstrong. Man, poor Lance, dude. 2015, part of missing airline MH370 was found on the island of Reunion. Ooh, what an interesting name. How ironic. What a coincidence. 2016, Hillary Clinton accepted the Democratic nomination for U.S. President at the Democratic Convention in Philadelphia. This was the first woman by a major U.S. party. Yeah, but good thing she didn't win. Thank God. 2019, record for longest run at the top of U.S. singles chart was made by country rap singer single Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, remixed with Billy Ray Cyrus. It was number 1 for 17 weeks. Now, that doesn't say consecutively, so, yeah. 2021, just last year, following Simon Bill's withdrawal, teammate Sunisa Lee became the first Hmong U.S. Olympic champion in any sport when she won the women's artistic individual all-around gymnastics gold in Tokyo. Before we move into a burst of deaths today, were there any articles that grabbed your attention? Like, let's see, this was interesting. You know, the emissaries from the Mongol dynasty getting beheaded. Good old Thimblehead, you know. The start of the French-Iroquois conflict for the next 1.5 centuries, thanks by one guy killing 2 of them, you know. A lot of decent things happened on this date. Why don't you add your opinions in the comments, you know, start a dialogue, you know, let's keep it going. Moving on into bursts, we have Walter Hunt in 1796. He was an American inventor, specifically of the safety pin and the sewing machine. Born in Martinsburg, New York, dying in 1859. Huh, I almost cut off 8 years from his life. That's not nice. What am I, a cigarette? 1883, Benito Mussolini, or Il Deuce. Yeah, he really is a deuce. He's a double deuce. Fascist Italian dictator from 1922 through 43, born in Preda Pio, Forli, Italy, dying in 1945. Yep. 1888, Vladimir K. Zworykin was a Russian-U.S. inventor, developed the development of television and cathode ray tube. He was born in Murom, Russian Empire, dying in 1982. So yeah, that was before they became the Soviets. Yeah, thank you for your assistance in television and whatnot, my friend. 1905, we have Clara Bow, born on this date. She was a U.S. silent screen actress. It's Saturday Night Kid, born in Brooklyn, New York, dying in 1965. Then we have Doug Hammarskjöld, 1905 as well. He was a Swedish public servant, the second Secretary General of the United Nations from 1953 to 61, and a posthumous Nobel Prize winner. Oh, who cares? Born in Jönköping, Sweden, dying in 1961. So looks like he died in office. Maybe he served until 61, and that's when he died. We have Elizabeth Short, born on this day in 1924. She was a U.S. victim of the Black Dahlia disease, born in Boston, Massachusetts, dying in 1947. Black Dahlia, case, not disease. The Black Dahlia case. Okay, so she was murdered. Oh, murder victim, right there. 1925, Ted Lindsay, a Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame left wing, Art Ross Trophy of 1950, and NHL Players Association pioneer, born in Renfrew, Ontario, Canada, dying in 2019, just 3 years ago. Dang. Charles Schwab, born on this date in 1937, he was a U.S. investor and entrepreneur, the Charles Schwab Corporation, born in Sacramento, California. Still alive today. Rich people. 1938, Peter Jennings was a Canadian-U.S. news anchor for ABC Evening News specifically, born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, dying in 2005. We have Geddy Lee in 1953, hey that rhymed, Canadian rock vocalist and a bassist, Rush Tom Sawyer and the Trees, New World Man, born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That's 3 people today so far. Maybe more, I don't know, I haven't been counting. I count 3 though. We have Fumio Kishida, born on this date in 1957. He is a Japanese politician. He was a Prime Minister of Japan from 2021 until recently. Born in Tokyo, Japan. I was just about to say, wasn't this the guy who got killed? But no, that was Abe. So, I remember that because of all the memes involving him and Abraham Lincoln. So, Martina McBride, 1966, is a U.S. country singer and songwriter. Independence Day. This one's for the girls. In a virtual duet with Don Martin, Baby It's Cold Outside. Born in Sharon, Kansas. Sharon. Fernando Alonso, born on this date in 1981, is a Spanish auto racer, World Formula One Drivers Champion from 2005 to 2006. 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2018 through 19, FIA World Endurance Championship 2018 through 19, born in Oviedo, Asturias, Spain. Moving on to the deaths. Philip I in 1108, he was King of the Franks from 1059. From between 1059 and 1060, serving until 1108. Died at the age of 56. That's weird. Somebody forgot to put a parentheses over here. William Wilberforce died on this date in 1833. He was an English abolitionist. Died at the age of 73. So what's an abolitionist again? Okay, well, what is an abolitionist? A person who favors the abolition of a practice or institution, especially capital punishment or formerly slavery. Well, why does it say formerly? Slavery is still very, very much alive today. It just got expanded to everybody. 1856, we lost Robert Schumann. He was a German pianist and composer, humoresque, and music critic, Neue Zeitschrift für Musik, New Journal for Music. Died at the age of 46. Vincent van Gogh, unfortunately, died on this date in 1890. He was a Dutch painter of sunflowers. Died 2 days after shooting himself at the age of 37. Dang. Man, suffering. He wanted to off himself because of his suffering, and he just suffered even more. God really does hate us. 1982, Vladimir Zworykin was a Russian-U.S. inventor. Development of television, cathode ray tube. Died at the age of 94. Now, didn't we just talk about this guy? Wow, okay. So, his birth and death date was on the same day. Date, at least. Wow, that's kind of weird. Huh. 1983, David Nivian died on this date. He was a British actor. Around the World in 80 Days and Rougues. Died in Switzerland of Lou Gehrig's disease at the age of 73. Oh, man. Dorothy Hodgkin died in 1994 on this date. Dorothy Crowfoot Hodgkin was a British biochemist who developed protein crystallography to study molecular structure, including that of vitamin B12. Died of a stroke at the age of 84. Man. 1998, we lost Jerome Robbins, or Rabinowitz, was a U.S. Tony and Academy Award-winning theater and ballet choreographer and director of West Side Story and Peter Pan. Died shortly after suffering a stroke at the age of 79. Oh, man. Who else did we lose today? Well, nothing of note, really. So, that concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar, the description for anything that for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to everything Omni Coalition. We are not just on this channel, we are on multiple. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander, and you are you. And until you catch us tomorrow at 10 a.m., which is when we stream every day, 10 a.m., don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs and subscribe, and until then, toodles! Let's go, Brandon! Let's go, Brandon!